Hey guys, welcome back. So this is Naresh and today I want to show you something on the website. So this is just a dummy website which I have created in which I have certain links given. If I do a right click on the first link and try to open it, it shows me a website correctly. But if I go to the second link, okay, then it gives me an error 404. Okay, I'm not able to see anything on the page. If I go to another link, it also gives me some kind of error message. Okay. So that's mean that when you are testing on your project, sometime it is possible some of the links are not working on your website. And you have to make sure that each and every link which is there on your page or on your website are working correctly. So for that, we can do some coding in Selenium through which we can do that. And that will help us to rectify the error on the website which we have. Okay, so let's see how do we can do that. So I have opened Eclipse, and if you see in this, I have already written down some of the pre-setup code in which we are setting up the system properties for Chrome driver, and I'm creating an object of the web driver, and I'm opening a website through driver.get. Okay. Now, what we have to do, if you know that in HTML, any link which you open has a markup language, and that start with at the rate. Okay. I mean to say that is a markup language which we use in HTML. So let me just open up. Let's say if this is a link, right? And if I do a right click on inspect, and if I want to see the link, it says in the angular bracket, it say a hyperlink equal to google.com. Okay. So this is a tag for which we can search for all the links on the website, right? So for that, what I need to do, instead of just searching for one link, I can search for all the links. So I will use a driver.find elements. Okay. Till the time we have just used driver.find element to find a particular element, but I don't want that. What I want now that I want to find the list of all the elements. So instead of driver.find element, I will type driver.find element with the s at the end. Okay, so let me just type that out here. I will say driver dot, okay, string the R class. Let's wait. Okay, then it says find elements. All right, and now I need to give what I need to find. Then I can give by dot. I can give anything, XPath or anything, but right now let me just take the tag name. Okay, so I will say tag name. Okay, and I want tag name that include a. All right, so if you see here, this is the tag name. So I'm just searching for the tag name, which is a. Okay. So if I do a control S, so it will try to find this element. But what I want that once this element get find, I want to store it somewhere. Let me store it as all links. Let me call it as all links. Okay. All right. If you see you're getting an error message here, and if you see that error message, it says you need to create that local variable. Let's create it. Okay. Then what do you see here? When I just created, I have clicked on let's create the local variable, it has given me a list. So this is the way we have to define a list. Okay, so all links is not a regular variable which we are using. All links is a variable which of type list. Okay, and that list will contain the web element. So this is a concept of Java that if you want to create a list, you can assume list is a kind of an array, right? In which we can store more than one values, but list has certain advantage over the array. So I will cover a different video for that. What is the difference and what we need to use? But for now, just imagine that when I say driver.find elements by dot tag name, it will give me a set of values. Okay, and those values I am storing in a list. All right, and that list would contain all the web elements. Okay, so it will give me this one, the first one. Let me just give you that type here. Okay, so it will give me one tag like this at the rate. So wherever my at the rate tag is there, it will try to find out all over the place, and it will give me the list of those elements, and I'm storing that into a list here. Okay, so it is under my all link. Now, another concept, whenever we want to traverse to a list, for example, in the array, whenever you want to retrieve something, you just give the array name, and under angular brackets, you give something like this. Let's say I have an array, right? And if you want to access something, you just give its index number, okay? And then you store it somewhere like this, okay? But in the list, we have to iterate the list so that we can retrieve everything from the list. So in order to retrieve and access this list, there is a method called iterator. Okay, so I will call all links dot iterator. Okay, so what it will do, once I will call this method iterator, it will give me one variable which is of iterator type. Okay, so let me store it into a variable called it. And again, it says that I need to create this local variable. I'm clicking on create local variable. Okay. So what it does, it has given me a variable it which is of iterator type. All right. So don't worry if this time you're not able to understand the list and iterator, that is fine, because I will have a separate video in detail regarding these two. So for now, just remember that this is the way you can, you can define a list, and this is the way you can define an iterator. Okay. Now, to traverse a list, what I need to do, I need to give a while loop, okay? And under that, okay, so W should be in small, okay? So under the while loop, I will give my iterator dot has next. So till the time my list is not finished, okay, I want to iterate that. So I have given while it dot has next, okay? So what I want to do here, I am giving one URL variable, okay, and I want that my iterator to go to the next item in the list, okay, and from that it can get me an attribute, and that attribute would be href. Okay, so if you see what I'm doing right now, so once I have gone into this loop iterator.hasNext, I have typed iterator.next, so that's mean in the list it will give me the value. Okay, it will give me the variable which is stored next in the list, and that variable is of element. Okay, so it has given me the first element in the list, which would be some kind of a tag like this. Okay, and in that I am just calling dot get attribute method, and I am calling href. So what it will do, as I have shown you here, okay, so it is at the rate tag, so it has given me an at the rate tag, this line it.next. Okay, so it has given me the first at the rate tag, and I am getting an attribute href, so it has given me this as a string. Okay, so my URL is containing a string right now. All right, now what I need to do, I need to create a connection to this URL, okay, so that I can access that URL. So for that, there is a class called HTTP, okay, and then I need to type URL connection, and maybe I can give a variable something like HUC equal to, and then I can give something like new URL, okay, and I need to give that string which I have used before, okay, and then I need to call a method called open connection. All right. So this is the way I can create a connection. What I have given here, I have typed the new URL. Okay. So here I have created a class called HTTP URL connection. Let me just import it first. All right. So here I have instantiated the class HTTP URL connection, and I've created a variable here. And what I'm doing right now, I am creating a new class called URL, and I'm passing a string to that, so that my string get converted into the URL. Okay, and because it is a class, I cannot give in small letters. It is a capital letter. Okay, let me just see. It says import URL also, so I'm importing this also. Okay, all right. Now, what it say that once you have instantiated this object and you are calling its method open connection, all right, you cannot directly assign this to HUC variable. Okay, I need to typecast this HTTP URL connection. I cannot directly assign it to this HUC. So I am typecasting it by clicking on this. So what you see here, that my new URL which I have created through a string, I'm calling an open connection method, okay, and it will give me an HTTP connection, and that HTTP connection I'm storing here under HUC. Simple? Not simple. Okay, no problem. So we can just go through with that and then we can see how it works. Okay, one more thing, when you're working this HTTP URL connection, we have to also make sure either we give something like surround with try and catch, or maybe we can use the add throws declaration. So what I will do right now, I can just surround it with try and catch for now. Okay, so I will give here try. So what is try and catch? So for now, just understand this is to handle the exceptions. Okay, I will give a detail in another video that why I have to use try and catch for few of the places when I am working in Selenium or working in Java. Okay, I have given try here. Let me give a blank catch here. Catch exception E and like this. All right, so I have given a try and catch us. So you will see that there is no connection method here. Okay. Now, what I have to do after, getting a connection, I need to set a request method. Okay. So in order to access a URL, I need to set a request method. So there is a method called set request method. Okay. And in that, there are different options, but I need to use the option which is called head. Okay, so there are different methods which we can use to set a connection like get, post, and head. So for this, I will call head. Okay, once it is done, then I will just type huc.connect. Okay, so what it will do, it will create a connection. It will hit the URL, it will create a connection. Now, once we hit the URL, I want to get the response of that. Okay, so what I will do, I will again call my HUC dot, and then there is a method called get response. Okay, get response code, and it will give me it. I have to store it somewhere because I'm getting something, right? So maybe I can type something like response code equal to HUC dot get response. So now I will get a response code. Okay. So by now what we have done, we have just got the first element, and after that we have made a connection and we are getting a response. Okay. Once you get a response, then you can determine that your link is working perfectly or not. Okay. Because whenever your links are working perfectly, you get a response code as 200, 200. And whenever the links are not working perfectly, you get a response code something like 400, 401, 500, something like that. So what I can do, I can just compare it if my response is greater than 400 or not. If it is greater than 400, then there is a broken link. Okay, then I can just give an if condition which says if response code is greater than or equal to 400. Okay, in that case, I need to type system.out.println. Okay, and I can just give my URL which I have fetched. So I will give this string URL. Okay, and I can just type something like is broken. Okay, so this is the if condition. And now I will give my else condition. Okay, in case it is working fine, then I can give system.out.println, and here I will give URL, and here I can give is a valid valid link. Okay, so right now I'm just printing it, but you can also do an assertion like in the previous video. I've explained you how you can use a software assertion. So just to keep it simple, I am just typing it that, the link is broken or not. We can use soft assert, and once we do, assert all, after that, we will get our test case pass or fail. But right now I'm just printing it. Okay, so once it is done, what you need to do, you have to come out because this is the first one. Okay, and this is try method end, catch method ends, and after that my while loop get ends. Okay, and once my while loop is getting ended, I need to type something here. What I want that link verification completed. So I will give system.out.println link verification completed. Okay, and when it is done, I can give something like driver.close. So you already know that this will close my browser. Okay, and after that my method get completed, main method get completed, and my class get completed here from this bracket. Okay, so what we will do, we will just try to run this first, and then we will just go through this code again, how we have verified all the links if they are working or not. All right, so let me just close everything here. Okay, run as Java application. It has opened the website, and let's see what is printing in the logs. Okay, so these are the logs. It says, see, there are different links it's trying to find. It says Google is a valid link. This is not a valid link. It finds this is a valid link, is broken. So if you see for all the links, it's just going through and see what is a valid link and what is not a valid link. Okay, so there are many links which you will see it's coming as a not valid link. So we have to go and verify if there's any problem with the link, and we have to create defects for our developer. Okay. So once it get completed, it says link verification completed, and my browser is closed also. All right. So this is the example through which you can find out if there is any broken link on your page, and you can use that into your projects. So we will see this program one more time. I understand this is bit difficult, program as compared to the other program which we have seen, but this is a small program through which you can verify all the links on your pages. Okay, so we will not talk about this first three. We will start from this list again. So what we have done here, we have used driver.find elements, okay, with the S, and we have find the element whose tag name is A. So let's say it give me 10 links, okay, 10 at the rate tag on my page. Okay, for that we have stored that into a list of web elements. Okay, its name is all link. Then once I do all links dot iterator, there's a method for all the list. Okay, so list provide me a kind of a method which says iterator, and this iterator throws me in another object, okay, which is an it, and that is an object of type iterator. By using that object, I can loop through the list. So I have given it.has next. So if let's say if my list has 9 elements, then it will loop 9 times. I don't have to give something like for I equal to 0, I is less than 9, because I don't know the size of the list, right? So this is one of the way through which we can iterate through all the elements of a list. Once it is done, I have given a try catch block. Okay, and under the try catch block, if you see, I have given my iterator dot next. So I have retrieved that element, and I have given get attribute. Okay, in that I'm looking for href. So I am getting my hyperlink in a text format. And now what I have done that whatever hyperlink I have get in the text format, I have passed that string into this class URL. Okay, so it has given me an object, and from that object I'm calling a method dot open connection. Okay, and when I call the method dot open connection, it gives me an HTTP connection, which I am storing it here in HUC, and I cannot directly store it, so I need to typecast it. Okay, once I have done that, I can use this HTTP connection object, and I can call two methods. One is set request method and another is dot connect. So it will set the request method as head. You can also set the method like get or post upon the depend upon the implementation. But right now I have used head, so you don't have to go in detail about that. That why I just need to put a head here. Okay. So I have set the request as head, and after that I have connected it. Okay. Once I have connected to this URL, I should get a response. So I have called huc.get response code, and the response code is saved here. Then I have just checked the response is greater than equal to 400, then it is broken, else it is not broken. So this is the way we can test the URL if they are working fine or not. Okay. And in my upcoming videos, I will let you know more about the list, about the iterator, what are they, and how we can use them and make more effective program. Okay, and that's it for this video. If you like the video, please hit the like button and subscribe. And if there's any feedback, please dislike the button. Let me know in the comments what you want to know more in for this particular video. All right, thank you for watching. Have a great day.